Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In our facial hair series, I have shown you how to take a tracing of the face, how to lay the lace, how to ventilate, and today is all about perming, styling, cutting, and applying. We have so much to do today, so let's just jump right into it.
So for our roller set, we need perm rods, tail combs, water, and of course end papers. After a quick wash, let's start roller setting. Taking my tail comb, I'm going to create 2 rollers in the mustache, going horizontal. Now don't forget, we are dealing with dainty lace, so do not pull too much on your lace. Now for the beard, we can either go perpendicular or we can go parallel with our beard. I chose parallel. And keep that hair saturated. Just trust me when I say this, roller setting on dry hair is so hard. So keep that hair wet and you will have a much easier time. Something else I find very helpful is a tail comb, especially if you have variation, whether it's your returns or just variation in your length. Using that tail comb to go around your roller as you're going down helps tremendously. And something I found is that I didn't want to pull too much on my rods, that I didn't pull too much on the lace. So instead of pulling really hard and trying to pull around with the rubber band, I used pins to just tuck that in so I can get a little closer to the base. It never fails when I roller set really tiny on facial hair that I feel a little bit crazy. But just trust the process, keep it as tidy as you can, and I promise you it's going to look fantastic. Now, Morgan, why in the world did you not just ventilate with textured hair? Well, 2 reasons. 1, I had this hair laying around, so I thought I'd use it. And 2, it made it a lot easier to ventilate with straight hair when using dainty lace. So if you're using dainty lace, try perming after. It'll make it a lot faster for you. And just like that, we have a perm roller set. Grab your gloves and grab your perming solution. It's time to perm.
Now that we have this set on perm rods, it is time for our perm. Follow the directions on your box. So whatever type of hair you have, make sure that you leave it on for that amount of time.
And our first step is mixing our perming solution. Now, do not be surprised. This does heat up in the bottle. So don't freak out. You're good. Now, as we're enjoying the lovely smell of a perm, I am going to go through and make sure that every single hair is saturated. Then we're going to rinse really well. And then you're going to do the same process with the neutralizer. Hit every single roller. Now, the exciting part is to see what our curls look like. And this is one more reminder to be very gentle on your lace as you take it off. And we're looking pretty good.
Okay, now that we've got the texture in, let's give her a cut.
Now, something about me, I do not like to cut too short too quickly. So once you cut, this cannot grow back unless you want to make a new beard. So I'm going to do this in 2 phases. I'm going to follow around going from shortest up the sideburn and working my way around. It's going to get a little bit longer in the front because that's what our style does. And then we'll do it one more time to set the actual length. Is this double the work? Yes. But it allows me to get an idea of the shape of the chin without going too fast, too quickly. And I'm also going through in any areas that I have a lot of hair layered underneath itself. I'll go through and pin it up using a Perm pin just so I can see what I'm dealing with underneath and not just cutting a big old chunk and not keeping it all combed out. Okay, this is another reminder. As we're going through and we're combing and we're pulling, keep an eye on how much tension you're putting on your lace. You do not want to rip it. We are now on to that second round of cutting. I can now see my chin a little bit better. I'm going to set my chin length because that is going to be our longest point. And then I'm going to work my way up slowly to the sideburns.
Call it trust issues, but I am definitely going to still keep a little bit of length so that once it's on my model, I am able to give it a little trim. Now, this is something I prefer to do. You don't have to, but I would rather see it to really make sure that we like the look and have a little bit of length just in case, because I'd rather be able to take away because, like I said, once it's gone, it is gone because this is not going to grow again. Now, something I like to do is keep the reference image. Anytime I'm styling or doing something that really requires a shape that I'm following, keep that reference right in front of you. And something else I'm thinking about is the fact that that sideburn that I'm going to have to match will exist. And for me, I know, especially with it's a performer, like obviously this is my husband we're putting it on, so he will do whatever I need him to. But it is smart to keep some length just in case you need to match a longer sideburn and you didn't realize you might need to. Also, I challenge you next time you get a chance, look at a lot of different men's sideburn to beard connection. I actually realized they actually can be pretty disconnected. So it depends on what the character choice is, because sometimes it can be a staunch difference between the beard and the sideburn, or it's blended. So just something to think about. Now, a couple techniques that I use is I am going in and clipper over combing so that I can get a little bit of a blend there at the sideburn. And then I go through and I give a little bit of layering there at the chin to get a little pop there in the front. And yet again, because we are using this comb all over the beard, be careful of your lace. You can get the tooth of your comb stuck in that lace and cause a rip. Yes, at this point, the caution of lace should be a drinking game in this video. And just like the beard, I am going to leave the mustache length so that we can give it a good cut on the model so that we have enough hair, because it does need to connect to the beard, and Lord knows we don't want it to be too short. So I went ahead and set my length in the center and then just tapered the sides so that we get that fun little swoop out with the mustache. So now that we have our length set and we have cut down as much as we want before we go through and maybe trim once the beard is on, we're gonna do some Marcel styling. Now this oven can get too hot. When it comes to knowing if this is too hot for your beard or not, and you want to test it on tissue paper. So if it doesn't burn and it just gives us a little shape, we can go in and style. Also use a comb to protect your lace. Now, because we went through and permed and went ahead and put a texture in, we don't need to do too much styling. I'm gonna work mostly on the ends because I want to make them nice and clean. And King George, our reference, actually had pretty straight hair. I'm gonna be working on making sure nothing's too curly. This is piping hot, and I wanna be able to show you guys what it looks like when it's like stupid hot. There we go. So when it turns that bright yellow color, it's far too hot. So we're gonna go in and you can actually smell it burning it. But you don't want these to be that hot or you will sear your hair. So now, I know this looks like nunchucks and a little bit ridiculous, but you can actually cool your Marcel by spinning it. So I think this one was a little too hot. So I let that cool down and grabbed a different one and started working on the mustache. Now for the mustache, I just wanted to chill him out a little bit and get that kick out that we see in our reference image. Because this is gonna be too long, I'm not too worried about what the edge looks like because I know that I'm gonna have to cut that tail off, but I still wanna get a bend to where once we get it on, he's a little bit easier to style. And to keep your lace safe, split your styling in half so that you don't get too close to the foundation. This will also allow you to get closer to the root if you're having issues with something not doing what you want. So now that I have it styled kind of the way I want it, I want to face it and play with it. I'm also having Aria help me because he actually can grow this amount of facial hair. Now for product, I'm keeping it simple. Tiny bit of wax, rubbing it in my hands to warm it up so it's super thin, and then we're going to make sure it's evenly distributed onto the facial hair, even using a comb so that it goes even further. And once we know that we are done putting any tension on our lace, we're gonna go in and we're gonna unblock the top and cut the top of our lace off our beard and then the bottom of the lace on our mustache so that we can place them where they'll actually live so we can kind of see what we're working with. As soon as I laid that mustache lower, I knew we were going to have to cut this bad boy, but that's okay. We want to keep the length until it's on our model. For application, we'll need adhesive, a 3-prong and a tail comb, and a wig cap and trimmings from our haircut. Taking my KD 151, I'm going to go down the center, going right at the top of the lip and going under the chin. Now, the reason I have a wig cap is because I want to use that to mattify and stamp our glue. And then I'm going to do that same technique all the way up to the sideburn. And I actually do this in about 3 or 4 sections because I want to go slow because I'm watching not only my tension, but making sure that I'm reaching and going at the same angle to meet that sideburn. Now, if this is going to be someone that's going to be singing and moving their mouth a lot, you can either 1, have them open their mouth as they're doing this, or 2, actually cut right at that laugh line so that they have movement and that lace doesn't restrict them. Now, my sweet husband kept trying to help me by moving his mouth, and I had to tell him, relax your face, because I will glue this and then it will do something funny if you distort the face at all. And finishing gluing by tucking my sideburn under his and checking those edges. And it's about now that I realized that because he was stretching his mouth away from the beard, we had this little rippling happening when he slightly laughed. So that's a great example of making sure their face stays neutral. But again, have them open their mouth, cut at the laugh line if you know that they're going to be moving a lot. Now I'm going to repeat everything I did on one side to the other. Adding glue, tacking it with my wig cap, and then placing it down. Now I did warn my husband this could sting if he waits to do his shaving too close to application, because this glue is alcohol based. But of course he didn't wait. Just something to consider. His facial hair grows really fast, so even if he did it a day before, he would already have stubble, but just warn your model. And just like the beard, the mustache is going to be the same way, where we add the center first, press that in, and then work on each side individually. Now you guys, once this was on, it looks like a woolly mammoth, and you can hear what my hubby says as soon as we get it glued down.
Mustache needs to be cropped a lot.
Even though I love the tails, we gave it a trim, and we're going to finish off by styling the hubby's hair. Using some water and then going in with some pomade, we wanted to get this nice comb over shiny situation like King George had in our reference. We're gonna go take some beauty pictures of our work, and that is it. That is how we build custom facial hair, apply and style it. And thank you, hubby, for being my model. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!